Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Continuing this management series of becoming a better manager, and I'm hoping that my sessions, my talks, my learnings have helped you in some way to become a better manager, to have a better control over your work, and in your own growth. Please write to me if you have any particular questions, either on that my topic of discussion or at anything at your work which I might be able to help based on my experience. Thank you very much. Now, today I'm going to continue on that subject I discussed last time about delegation. Now, delegation has a lot of advantages. A lot of people don't delegate because they want to make themselves indispensable. Becoming indispensable means, my job is safe. Because the manager would say, if Veer goes, what are we going to do? I can't release him because he is responsible for all these things happening in the department or in the company, and there's nobody else who can do that. You feel very thrilled. You feel very great. I'm so important. But that's a very momentary happiness. That is a kiss of death for your career, because that means you will not be released for training, you will not be released for holidays, you will not be released for more responsibility. When I joined Dunlop as a trainee, and initially I had a lot of confusion because I was a technical guy who was put into the computer division, which was run by accountants. So here I was, a technical person, technical meaning I did MSc in science, right? Working in a computer division where all the guys were computer persons or chartered accountants. So here I'm feeling totally uncomfortable. I didn't know what I was doing. So I tried to find a job which made me, I found a job which made me indispensable. I just, if Veer goes, this job will get stuck. So I was very sure my job is safe. Till I had wanted to go for a training, and they said, sorry, we can't release you. The training department asked for me, and they said, sorry, we cannot release him, because if he goes, this gets affected. If that's not bad enough, I was getting engaged, and I was refused holidays, saying this is the planned period, and you are required to be here, and nobody else can do the job. Then it struck me that by being indispensable may make you feel nice, but if you are an ambitious person, which I was, if you wanted to grow up, you want to grow, which I wanted to, then becoming indispensable is the worst thing that can happen to you. If you are a mediocre person, then yes, try and be indispensable so that your job is safe. Otherwise, which I believe most of you are not, so don't be indispensable. Make yourself dispensable. Later on in my life, moment I got a promotion and I was given to a new job, the first question I would ask my boss is, who is my successor? And he said, what? You have just joined, you just taken over. What do you mean, who's your successor? I said, you're not expecting me to retire from this place, are you? Right? Because I believe in the first 1 year, you are learning from the job. Second year, you're contributing to the job. Third year is you're learning and contributing. The third year, you're actually only contributing to the job. You're not learning much because you're doing the same thing again and again. After that, it becomes boring and repetitious. That's the time you need to move. So the first thing you need to do is to say, okay, make yourself dispensable. How do you do that? What I would normally do is when I start a job, and I have been very lucky that every job I have done is new. There was no ready-made job description. So I had to create. So I would create the job, I would do it myself from beginning to end. And first time, when you're setting it up, it's very exciting, a lot of learning, but if you do it the 200th time, it becomes very boring. So I used to set it up, and then I would institutionalize it. Put instructions, processes, and then pass it on to somebody, depending on the kind of job. Find somebody to pass on, make myself spare, and then go on to another job. That way, I would learn, I would be available, and I would grow. People will find this very, very strange that you are making yourself dispensable and talking yourself out of a job. But believe me, that is the way you will grow, and that is the way the organization will grow. Because you do not want to be in an organization where you cannot grow. You need to be in a place where you can grow, and an organization, much as they would like you to grow, your manager would like the department to grow. Your CEO would like the company to grow. You are integral part, important part, but not at the expense of the company growth. So it means by growing you, the company growth is retarded, is stopped, is pushed back, then your growth can be stopped. That's where the dispensability and the indispensability comes in. So you become dispensable and say, okay, now I want to do something else, something more. You say, who will do your job? You say, here is so-and-so, ready to do my job. When in my case now, currently, when I'm in a position to decide my own job, I pick a job, all the back office work that I have done, right from the time of transcription, which is set up 25 years ago to date. Every job I have thought through, done it myself, institutionalized it, and handed over to somebody else to run. And believe me, every time I've handed over to somebody else to run, they have done or are doing a better job than I did. They're not only doing a better job of what I was supposed to be done, but also by giving me spare time, I am doing something else. So the company has benefited, and I have benefited, and the customer has benefited. So learn to make yourself dispensable. Find out who is your successor. Training. Don't be jealous of your success. Most people don't want to train successors because they say, oh, this guy will overtake me. If you are a dumb guy, if you are a middle-aged, yes, he will, and the guy below you is smart, he will overtake you. He will overtake you anyway, even if you hold him back. But if you are smart, which I'm sure all of us are, this guy will not overtake you. He will help you grow. Because once he starts, you hand over to him, and he starts running the thing, and you have spare time. He pushes you up. Because you have time now to think of something different, and you can go to the management and say, okay, this is what I want to now do. The management will be happy to let you do that. As long, most managements are status quo, favorable. They like to maintain status quo. They do not want to rock the boat. So if your movement does not rock the boat and the deliveries continue, they are happy to accommodate you. If your movement rocks the boat, then they don't want to accommodate you. So in short, right, to grow in the organization, make yourself indispensable. The way to make yourself indispensable is to first do the job, then write out the process, institutionalize the job, get somebody, train somebody, and hand over the job to that person who's trained, and make yourself spare. And do something else. Probably help the boss do his job and push the boss up. Or look at a totally different issue that the company is facing and try and do that. So, in short, for career growth, learn to make yourself dispensable. Now, please, if you like this, please recommend this videos to somebody else. Share, like, and subscribe. It's with this Veer Sagar saying thank you very much till we meet again next week. Bye.